Hi there, welcome to another Solfa video. We've been gone for a little while. Perhaps you thought we have said all we intended to say on the matter, but you would have been mistaken. We've got a whole lot more to learn. We're excited to move into a little bit of a new unit here, and we're going to just review something real quick. To start, I'm going to sing a little bit of a Mother Goose canon. Maybe you've heard it before. And Georgia and you at home, you're going to try to tell the solfa pitches that I sang. You can sing it and sign it that way if you want. Should be pretty easy, I think. You ready? Sounds like this. Pit, pat, well a day.
I think it started on high do.
It did.
Okay.
High do.
High do. Do, so, ti, la, so.
Sounds pretty close. Okay, let me sing it and you tell me if this sounded the same. Do, so, ti, la, so. Pit, pat, well a day. Is that what that sounded like? Do, so, ti. That's close,
I think you sang
right?
it differently the first time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Pit, pat, well a day. Pit, pat, well a day. Oh. Oh. Is this show business working for you? This little bit of acting?
We can go to Hollywood.
Yeah, we should make a movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
Explain our phenomenon
new
here.
note, it is not T, was it? It was not T. It was a new note. We call it te. So T's sign looks like this. Show us T. And te, it was a little lower, so it goes like this. It's just a finger pointing down now instead of up. So now we have T and we have te. But where does this new note te go in our scale? Well, if you remember when we talked, I don't know which video we talked about this in, but it was one of them, and we said mi, fa are half steps apart, and ti, do are a half step apart also. So in our scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, we have some whole steps and we have half steps. Those two parts of the scale, mi, fa, ti, do, are half steps. The rest of them are all a whole step apart. So do to re is a whole step. But what we did not say is that a whole step is actually just two half steps put together. So there actually is a note that you haven't learned yet that goes between do and re. There's also a note between re and mi. We'll get to all those later, but today's new note goes between la and ti. So it's right below ti and then right above la. So that is where our new note sits in this scale.
And so sometimes you might hear somebody refer to notes like this by the term chromatic, a chromatic note. You might hear somebody talk about chromaticism or the chromatic scale, which if you play on a guitar or a ukulele or something with frets, you just go up one fret at a time, and it doesn't sound particularly musical all the time. But now that we know the concept and we know the pitch, te, let's do some call and response and see if we can get a little bit more acquainted and familiar with the sound of this note. So we'll do just some normal call and response. I'll sing and sign. You repeat after me. Georgia will sing with you. You ready? Do, so, te, la.
That sounded like the canon. Here it is. Do, so, te, la.
Good. So, la, te, so.
So, la, te, so.
Fa, la, so, te.
Fa, la, so, te.
All right, maybe just one more. Te, so, la, fa, mi.
Te, so, la, fa, mi. All right, moving on. If you've followed these videos before, you probably know one of our next steps is usually for one person, me in this case, to sign the note. I will just show you the sign without singing it like Mr. Roberts was just doing. I will just show you the sign and then will give you a chance, 4 beats or so, to try singing it and signing it at home, and then Mr. Roberts will sing it after you to show you how it sounds. So here's our first one. I'll give you the first note. It'll start on this note. So.
Should have sounded like so, do, te, la.
Good. Here's the next one. Starts on do.
Do, te, do, so.
Good. Starting on la.
La, so, te, do, so.
Very nice. I hope the sound is getting in your ear. Here's the last one. We'll do like this. Starts on fa.
Fa, mi, so, do, te. All right, doing okay so far? Does that sound kind of getting into your ears a little? We are now going to transition over to the board here. If I have a marker, I do. And we're just going to do what we've often done and do some reading and writing. We're incorporating this into one video. Previously, sometimes we've separated out the reading and writing from the singing and signing, but at this point, I think you should be comfortable, have a strong enough foundation to do all of this at once. So we will do a little bit of writing here. First thing I want to point out is Georgia mentioned that te lives in between la and ti, which is absolutely the case. But what she didn't mention, coming to the board, is that ti and te occupy the same line or space on a staff. So for example, if we are in the key of C, which has no sharps and flats, that's where do would be, right? And right below it, on the line below, we'd expect to see T. Te will also be there, but they'll be indicated that it's a half step lower by an accidental. We talked about accidentals previously. In this case, it's no longer B, it's B flat. So usually you'll be able to see that it's a flat. It'll be indicated that way. But sometimes in keys like G or D or A, where T is sharp, maybe Georgia can write that out for me. You see that here's a little key signature here. If you remember from a few videos ago, this would be the key signature, the final sharp that you see. Its name is T. So C sharp here is T. And so if we were to write T, go ahead, Georgia, if you don't mind, you could be my scribe here. That would be T. Now here's the problem. To lower a sharp, it doesn't become a flat because a C sharp and a C flat, whether or not C flat exists, we can talk about on another time, or what that would be. But in this case, we're just concerned with getting our C sharp down by a half step, not a whole step. So we need a sign that we haven't actually used before, and that would be the natural sign. Looks just like that. You can kind of make an L and a 7, sorta. Yeah.
There's one not on the line so you can see it.
And all that's telling you is that you're not singing a C sharp, you're just singing a C. A C can also be referred to as C natural. In the key of C, you'd never put a natural because it's always natural. But if you have to make it distinct from a C sharp, you'd put a C natural there. Okay, so with all that understood, hopefully, let's erase those and let's do a little bit of board work. We will keep them in the key of C just for simplicity. And I'm going to write a little ditty for you. Okay, 4 pitches. Now what I want you to do is write out the solfa syllables. And once you've done that, we can try to sing it. We'll let Georgia go right for it. You can pause the video, obviously, if you need to.
Pause the video if you need to, but I am going to first say this note, we need to figure out what it is so we can find the rest of the notes from there. We already know he told us we're in the key of C. No sharps or flats in our key signature. So then we say, okay, what is this note? If you remember our video, elephants grow big, dirty feet. In the treble clef, which we don't have drawn, but it would be a little like that. Now we're in treble clef. This is an E, and E is me in the key of C because we have C, D, E. There we go. So me. Now pause it if you need to. I'm going to write mine in.
Looks good. Should we sing it? Okay. We'll start here. Ready? Mi, so, te, la. All right, let's, whoop, wrong side of the marker, people. Let's do one more like that.
So you can be looking at these notes as he draws them to figure out what this first note's going to be in solfa. I see it's F-A-C. It's a C. C is do, but it's high do. So we draw it like that. Pause the video if you need to. Here's what this one is.
Very good. Shall we sing it? Here we go. Do, la, te, so. All right, now you can see in order to write te, she had to actually write out, do the unthinkable, and write two letters instead of just our one. You know, sometimes things in life
are getting
hard.
harder.
Yeah, you know what? Anything worth doing is worth working hard at, and writing the letters T and E together are a pretty low bar.
Te is a pretty cool note. All right, I am now going to flip this around on this staff here, still a treble clef. I'll draw that because we know what it looks like, so hey, why not use it? And I am going to write a new pattern, but I'm going to write out the solfa name. You write out these dots, the notes. Okay, here's my pattern.
All right, now if you need to take a little time, go ahead and do it. I'm going to jump right in.
Starting with a B flat for te. Very nice. This one starts on te. That's te. Let's try singing this one. Ready?
Te, re, do, la, so.
Very nice. We'll do one more of these. I write the solfa, you write the notes on the staff.
All right, let's finish strong here, shall we?
All right. Do you remember what so sounds like? Can you still hear the key? Find a so. Did you get this note? So. Here we go.
So, te, la, do.
Very nice. All right. So we'll be done with the board now. And usually we would end the video at this point. But today we're going to add just a little thing onto the end here to really reinforce this in our ears as te being a different note from T. Even though they sit on the same line or space in whatever key you're in usually, they do not sound the same, do they? So we're going to sing a little pattern with both T and te in it, which we haven't done yet. So I'll sing it one time and then you sing it back and then we'll try a little thing together. So here's the first one. Try this. Do, ti, do, so, te, la.
Do, ti, do, so, te, la.
Very nice. So you hear that difference between ti and te. All right, now I'm going to explain this little next part. We've done ladders when we did our pentatonic scales and all of that. We're going to do a little ladder from the top. We just call it ladder because it's like you're stepping down a rung and then up and then down some more and up And I don't know, it feels like a ladder to us. Maybe it doesn't to you, but it does to us, so that's what we call it. So we're going to start on this high do note, do, and go to ti, then do, te, do, la, do, so. Try that with me. We're just stepping down one note further every time and going back to do between each of them. Here we go.
Do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, so.
Beautiful. And you could do that same thing, repeat it again with the video if you want to, but we're going to try it now from so, going up a step each time. I'll do it one time and then you try it with me. It'll look like this. So, la, so, te, so, ti, so. Oh my goodness, my hand signs. So, do. Well, maybe you can sign better than me, but here we go. From so,
La, so, te, so, ti, so, do.
Usually we do these going back to do, so my hand wants to go boom, but it's just so at the bottom that time. So there you go. Proof. Go practice things in all sorts of ways. And have fun singing te. Maybe listen to some songs, some other goose cannons. There are quite a few of these that have this note te in it. And maybe you can decode them and find where those te's are.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot. In fact, if you want to,
Yeah.
you could reply in the comments and see who can find the most. I think there's 7 or 8 or 9 of them.
At least.
Just in the Mother Goose Cannons. So.
Have fun. See you later. Bye.